Ahoy mates! Julie here with an all-sailing episode of The Boaters TV. First up, America's Cup is back making headlines in nautical news. As you may know, whatever team wins the America's Cup regatta gets to choose the location where the next race is held. Ernesto Bertarelli, president of cup holder Alighni, and now also America's Cup Management, chose Valencia, Spain to hold the recent 32nd America's Cup because Alighni's own Geneva-based yacht club has no access to the sea. The city must have impressed him, though, because it was announced last month that Valencia will now also host the 33rd America's Cup in 2009. Alighni, who won the America's Cup 5-2 against Emirates Team New Zealand at the start of July, said the 33rd America's Cup would kick off with 2 friendly regattas on either side of next year's Olympic Games. A spring regatta will be held in Valencia and an autumn one somewhere else in Europe. The teams will then come together again in spring of 2009 for the playoffs to decide who will challenge Alighni for the Cup. The participating teams so far are Team Shasha from South Africa, Emirates Team New Zealand, Team Origin from the UK, Spain's Desafio Español, and the Swiss team Alighni, who won both the 31st and 32nd America's Cup in Auckland and Valencia, respectively. In more dramatic Cup news, Alighni has rejected a challenge from BMW Oracle Racing, which is contesting the rules that the Swiss syndicate set up for the next event. Sounds like a battle of egos again. Oracle's Larry Ellison, known for bucking the system, oh Larry, is currently butting heads with Bertarelli, by proxy through their respective yacht clubs, about whether Desafio Español is legally qualified, or whether BMW Oracle should be the official challenger of record again. And even more Cup drama, despite rumors to the contrary, Team New Zealand skipper Dean Barker insists he will not be jumping ship for the next America's Cup 2009 regatta. The Valencia sailing website reported what is described as a plausible rumor linking Barker with rival syndicate BMW Oracle, but he insists he has not even spoken with Oracle. However, back in 2000, Oracle chief executive Russell Coutts gave Barker his first experience as a helmsman in an America's Cup match where he handed over the wheel in the final race of Team New Zealand's successful defense against Italy's Luna Rossa. Barker admitted that he had been approached by other teams, but confirmed that he had signed letter of intent to stay with Emirates Team New Zealand. In his words, the team that has worked so hard since 2003 to restore some pride in New Zealand sailing and regain the New Zealand public's confidence. For more sailing news, rumors, and everything in between, we turn now to our Ship's Domain segment. The International Sailing Federation, sailing's governing body, celebrating its 100th year this year, has set up a great website at www.sailing.org, covering all things related to the sport, especially racing and community promotion. Focusing mainly on news and regulations, the well-organized and frequently updated site has immediate information on the latest sailing events, news items, and other important information for all types of sailors. The site features thorough information about the ISAF organization, including its 121 member countries, rankings of all official racers in every division, a detailed breakdown of different classes of sailors, and how to qualify to get involved with each. Also, there's information about becoming an ISAF official, and of course, information about the ISAF Centenary Celebration. In addition to useful and easily accessible news archives, you can also look through all recent publications of the ISAF, including its weekly e-newsletter, Making Waves. ISAF has certainly put together a thorough and clear collection of sailing information, and most sailors would find it very useful as a homepage. But it's also one-directional in its flow of information. Lacking from the site are any real interactive features, such as forums, marketplaces, profile information, or other methods of connecting sailors to each other. Instead, the ISAF seems to favor a centralized approach of connecting sailors to the organization itself in order to maintain uniformity and lack of confusion. A worthy enough objective, though, in a sport whose participants span the globe. Still, we'd like to see the addition of at least a member forum or community-specific features on the otherwise fantastic site. And finally today, it's our Smooth Sailing segment. In today's Smooth Sailing segment, things are not so smooth. I found this crazy video on YouTube of French skipper Courtin Duguay sailing his boat Figaro in winds of 55 knots. The boat heeled almost completely to port at one point, seemingly headed for a death roll, but Duguay unbelievably was able to recover. Of course, flying the spinnaker didn't work. Hey, at least he wore his harness. And that about wraps it up for today's episode of The Boaters TV. Join us back here on Friday, and until then, safe and happy boating to you all. Take care. This episode of The Boaters TV has been brought to you by the letter Y. That's Y for Yankee, and signifying, I am dragging anchor.